Hey, what's going on? It's Stokely from Sauce on Delay. I haven't been present for some time. I'm just really introspective and, just reading stuff and just relaxing and maintaining. Sometimes, I don't know, people, sometimes when I say people, I mean myself. Sometimes we view the drudgery of 9 to 5 and all the other things that accompany that as boring, but maybe it might be boring, but it's also grounding. It's also a reference point from which to work. It's like an origin, a place to come from. It's a foundation. That drudgery is the foundation, and if you got a foundation, that's not so bad. That's not bad at all, because you know what you got to do. You can defer to it. When there ever is confusion or whatever, you can just go back to the routine. You know what I mean? But if you have some space, if you have some time, then you can maybe expand that or add some variations to that baseline routine. Someone that I follow on Instagram, he's like a personal trainer, and he's saying that people are saying they don't have enough time to exercise, and he's saying, you know what, look at your usage data on your phone, like on the iPhone. It tells you how many hours you spent on this app, how many hours you spent on that app, and so on and so forth. So he's saying, take a look at that and see if you really don't have any time. Because the fact that you're, on Netflix, Instagram, Twitter, whatever Facebook, whatever the case may be, and maybe, probably not for business purposes or research purposes or, anything really profitable, mostly for entertainment. If it's showing that you have all this time, then you do have time. But what he's also saying is that you don't necessarily need to go to the gym. You can work out wherever you are. You can just do some sit-ups, do some push-ups, do some burpees, whatever he was saying. A routine gives you a good schedule from which to work, and you can take the advice of this gentleman. Look at your time, look at your usage of the apps on your phone, and it can show you that you do have some time to mix it up a little bit. You do have some time to add some things, or or read a book, or enrich yourself or develop yourself otherwise. Now, that's not really what I want to talk about. I want to talk about blurry eyes, right? Because I've been having issues with blurry vision. My vision is 20/20 according to the ophthalmologist. I forgot what their title is. About 2 years ago, I went and got my eyes checked because it was really bothering me. And I've been using a magnifying glass to read paper. As of lately, I've been using magnifying glasses. A magnifying glass. I don't have glasses because there's not really much they could prescribe for me. They did give me an eye test, but when they gave me the price for actually making the glasses, I said, wait a minute. This is not. I can't. I'm not. This sounds a little pricey to me. Do you have any cheap frames? You know what I mean? But my vision is 20/20. You're going to give me some glasses, and you can't figure out what's wrong with my eyes, why my eyes are getting fuzzy. So I'm not, I don't think I'm going to buy these. I don't think I'm going to pay for that. And I don't think I'm going to get the glasses. So I never returned for my glasses or anything like that. So I didn't order the glasses, I should say. So I'm doing a little bit of digging. Sometimes you get old. The eyes start going, but that's not an answer. That's not an answer. Oh, age? No, that's not an answer, because there's people that are almost twice my age, or one and a half times my age, who see better when they take the glasses off. Sometimes they want to look at fine print, they take the glasses off and they look at it. They have great vision. My former boss, in his late 70s, he didn't need any glasses. So age is not, for me, an acceptable answer for certain ailments. Yes, your body's performance reduces, your metabolism maybe slow down and all that stuff like that, but with the whole movement of reversing your biological age, you can really see that, listen, getting older isn't an answer for getting sick or having different conditions. It's not an answer at all. The answer ultimately sometimes, the answer is that something's not working right. You're not feeding your body right. You're not staying active enough. You're not hydrating. There's a imbalance somewhere that needs to be brought back into balance. Something like that. You know what I mean? Something is now working right. Yes, there's some parts that can really just go bad. Like I was looking up whether kidney failure can be reversed, and the reason why I was looking that up is I spoke about the kidneys before. I spoke about kidneys and livers, and I spoke about the organ trade a little bit, and I felt that people keeping themselves, or people putting themselves in bad health, or whatever, are doing a disservice to the people who are being trafficked and exploited for their organs, because you're creating a larger demand for organs. Now, okay, I'm getting a little too weird now, right? But, it's a butterfly effect. What happens to you matters to everybody else. Your health actually matters to everybody else. Not only does it matter to your family and your loved ones and your wallet and your, state of mind, it also matters to people that you don't even know. Now that sounds like a lot of responsibility, but and it sounds like a guilt trip, but really what I'm saying is just take care of yourself, and I'll take care of myself, and we should be all right, because if I don't take care of myself, then I'm gonna have to lean on you. If you don't take care of yourself, then you're gonna lean on me, and then we're gonna have a problem. You know what I mean? Yes, it's good to help people, but when people put themselves in a position of requiring someone else to be inconvenienced, that's kind of selfish in my opinion. Now, so my fuzzy eyes now, usually it could be a multitude of things. It could be eye strain from using the cell phone. It could be eye strain from using the PC, because I was on the PC for over 12 hours or more. Then I'm on my phone, then I'm watching the TV. But the close-up screens, in my opinion, cause me to focus my eyes directly at the screen all day long. I'm focusing my eyes directly at one singular point on the screen, just about. Even though I have two screens, but I really only primarily use one of them for viewing and reading. And one of them has my emails. I keep one window open with my emails and one window where I read the documents. So I did some digging, and I think I might have found some causes of my blurry eyes. Well, if I didn't say it before, my eye isn't blurry all the time. It's just when I start to read fine print or look at fine lines, or start, really trying to focus my eyes. So I got probably, if I'm not looking at anything small, my eyes are pretty good most of the time. And I can probably look at some fine print for, an hour or two, and it's fine. But let's say in about the third or fourth hour, then it starts to get fuzzy, and I gotta whip out my magnifying glass just to look at text that normally I would be able to read. But like I said, I had my eyes tested. I got 20/20 vision when my eyes are rested. So anyhow, so it could be eye strain, could be dehydration, right? It could be my pituitary gland is potentially inflamed and pressing on my optic nerves, right? And those are some of the causes. Because it's not actually my eyeball, I would say that it's not my eyeball, because not only did they do a eye test where I looked at the letters and the words and all that yada yada, they actually put me on a machine that looked at the back of my eye. They didn't find any anomalies. They didn't find any damage or anything like that. So I concluded, this is my own diagnosis, I determined that, maybe about a year ago, I figured that it's something neurological. It's not something mechanical related to my eyeball itself. It has to be something either with my brain, right? How my brain is interpreting things, or it has to be something regarding the nervous system, or it could be the muscles. But the muscles, in my opinion, are controlled by the nerves. So it's all coming back to my brain and my nerves. So it's something going on in my brain. So the other day, I was looking up things about, again, erectile dysfunction. Because guess what? Some men that take Viagra experience blindness. Right? Blindness. Right? So we're seeing that the brain, not only is erection connected to, and I already spoke on this, not only is erection connected to cardio related issues like your veins working properly, and your circulatory system working properly, and your heart working properly, not only is it connected to your circulatory system, it's connected to the nervous system. It's connected to the nervous system because the brain stem and sends out nicotinamide, I believe it's called, and that's very important to achieve an erection and stuff like that. There's hormones that are produced in the adrenals and the brain stem that are important to achieve an erection now. So the blindness caused by a Viagra, I don't know exactly what is the pathway or the action, what exactly is causing that. It could be a circulatory issue where it's directing blood to parts of the brain that result in that blindness issue. But anyhow, because it's not to my knowledge as yet, I haven't learned or I haven't looked it up as yet, that whether Viagra affects hormones. But moving along, the optic nerves run right by the pituitary gland. So if the pituitary gland is inflamed, it can cause it can result in pressure on the optic nerve and issues with vision. Now, there's other conditions that can affect your vision, even diabetes. Too much sugar can affect your vision, but I don't consume a lot of sugar, and I don't believe I have diabetes. I don't think so. I don't really have any indicators, to my knowledge, of diabetes. So I'm believing, again, that it's related to my nervous system, something going on in the brain. So now the pituitary gland, I keep talking about it. It's a control valve, and it's also a producer of some hormones. It produces what is that called? Prolactin. It produces prolactin. It produces others. It probably produces other stuff, but it regulates the other hormones, right? It's the master gland, controls all the other hormones, tells all the other hormones what to do, where to go, and all the stuff like that. But it also produces prolactin. Now, there's conditions where the pituitary gland can overproduce prolactin. I was doing some research on prolactin. So the brain can overproduce prolactin. What can result is a lot of different things. But how they treat overproduction by the pituitary gland, or how they treat inflammation of the pituitary gland, is with something called dopamine agonists. And two dopamine agonists, which I spoke about on my last post about the pituitary gland and prolactin, are ginkgo and ginseng. Now, on occasion I use ginkgo. On occasion I use ginseng more than anything else. And I've had a short run of trying out ginkgo seeds for just maybe 2 weeks. And 1 week. It's really 1 week. But the ginkgo, according to Western medicine, the most effective part of the ginkgo, well, the part that's been studied by Western medicine, are the leaves. And in the case of Chinese medicine uses the seeds. So maybe 2 weeks ago, I had ginkgo seeds just about, from Monday to Friday. I didn't really notice any difference per se. I'm it's funky when you're doing the experiments on yourself. It's not like you gotta if I'm not disciplined about it, it's not gonna I'm not gonna find anything out. Plus it's just me. It's not like I got 1,000 members of a trial and I can say, oh, we're all gonna try it and see what happens. Anyhow, so my eyes still get fuzzy. It was really bothering me some years ago, but now I've tried to relax about it, because when something stops working on your body and you're getting older and you're over 40 and whatever, and people saying all kind of stuff about getting older, people worrying about getting older, it can make you bug out. So I just resolved it to myself that I'm going to take my time and work on it. I'm going to take my sweet time and I'm going to work on it, and I can see what I can do. I'm not going to give up, but I'm also not going to stress myself out trying to figure out. I'm not going to stress myself out feeling bad about it, feeling down about it. Not at all. I'm going to roll with it. I'm going to ride the wave. So, if you're dealing with some blurry eye condition, it might be good to mention that, people say, or marijuana is supposed to be a treatment for glaucoma, right? Glaucoma is a different kind of issue where you have issues with the blood vessels in your eyes. But marijuana does not cure glaucoma. It just gives you temporary relief. It just temporarily dilates the blood vessels in the eyes and gives you a temporary relief, but it does not cure glaucoma. So it helps, but it does not cure it. Now, my issue is not glaucoma. My issue is not cataracts. There could be other conditions. I don't know the name of them. There's one here I think I took a screenshot of. Let me see here. I took a screenshot of one of them. Surprised I almost at work on time today. Make sure I don't knock this guy down. There's one of these conditions that I need to mention that too. There's one of these conditions called no. I was looking at something else. I'm sorry. Yes. But I'm not worried about it. But hey, another thing that may help aside from ginkgo and aside from ginkgo and aside from ginseng, is sleeping in darkness, getting enough sleep. Again, getting enough sleep is so important. Resting your eyes, doing eye exercises, maybe, I think I forgot what it is. I think every 20 minutes, and what I've been doing recently is I put, I set some settings on my iPhone, which is night shift, which takes out the blue light at a certain time of the day. And just last night, I put on a dark mode setting, which is allegedly supposed to give you some relief in the nighttime. Now, really, we're supposed to be probably trying to go to sleep at nighttime, not really looking at these small phones. But when you're at work, you don't really have time to play with your phone. You want to play with your phone or do something on the phone later on in the day and read some stuff and look at some articles or whatever. You're gonna look at your phone, right? So dark mode, I'm reading from ChatGPT here. This is how dark mode can help. So dark mode reduces the overall brightness and glare, especially in low light environments, which can make screen viewing more comfortable, right? And then you got blue light reduction, which is the night shift feature. So that night shift helps you sleep better, right? It's going to work out to help you sleep better and might reduce some eye strain. So I would suggest that everybody put night shift on their phone, and also put dark mode on the phone and have it automatically come on. And also try to look to the left and the right and look up and down. Every 20 minutes if you're working on the computer all the time, just to exercise the muscles and reduce the eye strain with the phone by putting in the night shift and the dark mode. Exercising your muscles in your eyes by looking up and down, left and right every 20 minutes or so. And also stay away from the sugars and try to get enough sleep. And when it comes to the hormones, that's a funky area right there. I don't know what are some of the triggers, but you would have to go back to my post where I spoke about prolactin and the prolactin and I'm sorry, when I spoke about the pituitary gland and the prolactin. If you're a person that enjoys marijuana and smokes marijuana, I guess it's not really gonna hurt you too much, if you have glaucoma or some other issue like that, to smoke some marijuana. But ultimately you want to exercise, and you want some vasodilators like what's the vasodilator I was just looking into the other day, where garlic helps your circulation, removes blood clots and stuff like that. I forgot which one is a vasodilator right now. I can't think of it. Oh my gosh, let me see, maybe I'll be able to find it. Just give me 1 second there. What's a vasodilator that I was just looking at, bro? I was just looking at it. No. There's a vasodilator. Oh, okay. I gotta do that. Yeah, I can't remember right now. Oh, stay hydrated. Drink water. Oh man. It's important to have some electrolytes in your water, or some salt in your water, I guess, because it helps your body retain the water. Without the salts, the water just comes right through you. Okay, I can't find the vasodilator that I was looking into the other day. I hope I put it in the description. Can't remember what it is right now. I'm so mad about that. But chamomile. I'm sorry. That's it. Chamomile. Chamomile might also be helpful. But hey, let me get to work. Thanks for listening.